for tuning in. I really, really appreciate that. We've done this journey together. It's been about 40 weeks, and I'm about to pop anytime soon. Yeah. So I thought we could just share a few ideas, have a conversation before I pop. And so I want us to talk about the birth process. There's so many stories, so many myths, so many experiences around the birth process and how that could go, because each is unique. And so I want us to really have a conversation around that. I'll just share what my experience has been, at least with my first delivery, and even the mindset I'm having as I go into my second delivery. So, one of the key things you need to understand is that the way each and every one of us is unique and we all have unique fingerprints, the birth process is equally unique for everyone. Okay, so first put that in your mind, that it's unique, and then secondly, your story doesn't have to be like everyone's story. Of course, we've had good birth journeys, we've had dramatic ones, we've had, all sorts of things. Okay, so for me, what has worked for me, at least in my previous pregnancy, I kept prepping myself and speaking into that environment, speaking that, you know what, I will have a wonderful birth. I'll have, a favorable birth process for our firstborn. And it was honestly also a very unique experience from, I would say, many people. So I remember we kept talking about it with my husband, we kept praying about it. And we even went ahead, it was a little bit crazy, and set a date. And so by the time we were seeing the doctor for the last time, they said the date we had set is now the one that the doctor said is the EDD. And so we just believed that, we will experience God's goodness, and we kept praying, and it was an entire faith journey. And by the time we got there, I remember that day, hubby went to work, and then he picked me up in the afternoon, and we were like, okay, we're doing this, we're trusting that it's gonna be awesome and everything. So I honestly did not feel anything. I did not feel contractions, my water hadn't broken, but I just knew intuitively I'm giving birth today. So when we went to the hospital, we were actually sent back home. We're like, you're not ready to give birth. And so my husband just asked the nurse, please just check her dilation, because just check before we go back home. So when she checked, I was 2 centimeters. I had dilated 2 centimeters, so they were actually very shocked. Then they said that's called silent labor, and they were like, okay, now let's admit her, and we start, the whole process and everything. But by and large, I would say that process for me was it was good. It wasn't super dramatic, to say the least. So what I'm trying to say is, you can actually have a pregnancy that's not super dramatic, depending on, many things. Of course, depending on even your faith, your mental state, and just believing in God's goodness. Yeah, and sometimes that could be version A, and version B is, it could even, the whole process could go not as planned or as expected. Okay, we do have some people who have complications here and there. So ideally, my advice would be, go there with an open mind. Go into the whole process with an open mind, trusting in God's goodness. Okay, so maybe you're saying, I really want a normal delivery, and then something happens and you need to do a CS, for example. It's okay. The most important thing is you and baby are healthy. So most important thing is the state of mind, and just to really, really honestly trust and in God, trust in His goodness. In case there are any changes, it's fine. It doesn't have to be like, it's not a smooth, it's not a straight line. It's just murky. But the most important thing is for you and baby to be okay. So that's the mindset I'm also going with this time round. I'm fully trusting in God, in His goodness, His favor through the process. And in case of, interesting moments, I'll be like, okay, let's just flow with these moments. But those moments are not to destroy you, they're actually to really make you better. So, yes, again, I wish you an amazing delivery, a smooth process. And whatever bumps you may face on the way, it's part of the process. Don't sweat it. It's fine. We just move on with the process. So until next time, love you guys.